everyone, Nicole here, and today I'm going to show you how to highlight and contour another way. We're going to be using Younique's new blending buds that they have out, and I'm going to be using Younique's BB Flawless BB creams to highlight and contour. The blending buds are just a really awesome new little tool. They're these cute little egg looking guys, and they are sponges, really dense sponges that you wet. So you're going to use them wet so that they don't just soak up your product, and they're going to give you a nice blended, beautifully blended, dewy finish when you're done with your foundation. So let me show you how that works. You get a big purple bud and then you get a littler pink bud. You can see the size difference there. I'm going to start with the pink one today, and what you do is you just put it in some water. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And it's going to soak up that water. So you want to get that water soaked up in there, and it's going to be pretty wet, but you mostly just want it damp. So I'm going to squeeze out the excess water here and kind of squeeze it in a towel a little bit so it's just damp. And the really awesome thing about this is even though it's a damp sponge, you can use it to apply cream foundations, liquid foundations, and even powder foundations, and that's what's going to give you that nice dewy finish. It's going to be really pretty. I'm starting off with Younique's Mineral Touch Cream Foundation, and I'm using the color Taffeta, and I'm just going to use this, the little tip of it, to sort of spot cover some of my blemishes a little bit before we get started with the highlighting and contouring. So you pick up some of your product on your blending bud here, and then you just sort of dab, 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 dab where you want to cover up. And I just want to show you a little bit of the difference that it made even just in my little under eye circles there. Now, getting started with the highlighting and contouring, we're going to use, as I said, our BB Flawless BB creams to highlight and contour. This is the absolute lightest color they make, which is cream. This is the second to darkest color they make, which is caramel. When you're choosing your highlighting and contouring colors, you want to go a couple of shades lighter, 1 or 2 shades lighter with your highlight color, and 1 or 2 shades darker with your contour color than your base foundation. If you're a little bit darker skinned than me, you can go with our absolute darkest color, which is carob, for the contouring part. Sometimes I'll even use this color if I want a little bit more of like a dramatic effect. As always, you want to think of highlighting and contouring as like the highlighting bringing out the features that you want to stand out. So say you want your cheeks to look a little bigger or something like that. And then the contouring as minimizing the features that you want to minimize. So if you want your cheekbones to look a little skinnier or something like that, think of this as like where that shadow would be, and that's where you want that contour to be. Basically, this is your foundation in 3D. We're going to start with the highlighting, and so I'm going to take the cream colored BB Flawless and put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to use the pointy tip of my damp blending bud. Dip a little bit in there. I'm going to start with making kind of a triangle shape under my eyes and on my upper cheek. Then I'm going to go along my forehead, another upside down kind of triangle type thing. And down the center of my nose. Then I like to come right here along my cupid's bow a little bit, and down on my chin and at the corners of my lips. And I personally like to come right here at the bottom corners of my nose too. Keep in mind, of course, that everybody's face is different, so the spots that you're going to want to highlight and contour are going to be a little bit different too. So just think of what you want to have stand out and what you want to minimize. We're going to get serious now and go into the hairline, so I'm going to put a headband on. Like I said before, I usually use Caramel BB Flawless for my highlighting and contouring, but to give you a more dramatic effect, and because it's on camera and I really want you to see, and it's going to look really dark at first, but we're going to blend it in, I'm going to use the carob, which is the absolute darkest color of BB Flawless. And a little goes a very long way. I've got my purple blending bud all damp and ready to go, and I'm going to be using the tip for the contouring. Starting right here, I'm going to make kind of a fishy face and kind of follow that line from the top of my ear that way. And don't freak out on me because we're going to blend it all in really nicely here in just a little bit. We're just kind of laying the foundation right now. Next, I'm going to come along my hairline here And you can see I'm making a little triangle here at my temples. Then for me, I'm gonna come underneath my chin, kind of minimize that double chin that goes on there. And be sure you're blending it on down because you do not want that foundation line. And then just with a little bit of product, I'm gonna come on either side of my nose, right along where I did that middle highlight line. This can kind of thin out and straighten out your nose if you need that, which I have a pretty crooked nose, so I really do need that. And then I come along the end of my nose too. So we've got our highlighting and contouring in place. And as I said before, do not freak out. We are gonna blend it right now. I'm gonna take some BB Flawless in Bisque, which is my base color, and kind of go on the in-between parts a little bit and help blend a little bit too with it, just to get that coverage in the spots that don't have BB cream on it already. And I'm going back to my pink blending bud, and I'm gonna be using the bigger end for this. Now we've got that pretty much all blended in, you can see. And we're gonna go back to the purple sponge, already damp and everything, the bigger end. And I'm gonna be using the Mineral Touch Pressed Powder in Taffeta, which is my base color, to seal it all in, and it's gonna help blend it as well. This is just gonna go all over the place. And remember, anytime you use a liquid or cream, you wanna make sure that you're sealing it in with some sort of powder so that it'll stay really good throughout the day. If you want to, for a powder, you can use one of our mineral concealers as well. Some sort of loose powder. There you go, face beautifully blended and ready to go with the highlighting and contouring using the BB Flawless BB creams and the blending buds from Younique. These blending buds can actually replace a lot of your face brushes. You can use the bigger end of it to apply your blusher if you want to. You can use it to apply your bronzer if you want to. So many possibilities. You could even use the tip of the little one if you really wanted to kind of put your eyeshadow on. So these are awesome. These are so seriously my new favorite foundation tool. You can wash these out with water and like baby wash or something, and they wash out really well. And if you want to, you can even use the packaging as a storage spot for your wet blending buds. When you're on the go, you can pretty much just package them back in here and put the lid back on. I recommend that in the top and bottom, I don't know if you see where I did that, but you poke a couple of little holes so that they can breathe and don't get moldy, because if they're staying wet and they don't breathe, they're gonna get moldy. So just be careful with that. And if you take proper care of these, they can last you for up to 3 months. There you go, ladies, highlighting and contouring using the BB Flawless BB creams and the new blending buds. If you liked what you saw, and I hope that you did, click subscribe below. And if you've absolutely fallen in love with any of the products that you saw here, I will put links for ordering down in the description. You can find me on my blog, houseofdupont.blogspot.com. You can also find me and my plethora of interests on Pinterest. And you can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram as @ColeeDupont. That's @ColeeDupont. I'll talk to you later. Bye.